It is actually the full moon, and it's a major shift in energy right now. We're going to talk to you a little bit about the energy that's happening intuitively, give you a card pull and a card reading, and take some comments here if you're thinking about what's going on, like what the heck, help me out here, I'm drowning. Or if you're soaring and you're soaring above it, we're talking to you as the empaths and as sisters of light, brothers of light, working in this 3D world. So my name is Lisa. I go by Isla.
And I'm Jamie Takata. And we are co-founders of the Temple of the Sacred Heart. And that is of the Inner Goddess Retreats nonprofit.
So you can find us at innergoddessretreats.org, and you can sign up for our new moon and our full moon newsletters there. We're going to share with you a little bit about what we have coming up real quick, and then we're going to get right to our reading. Sound good? All right, so let's do it. So we're here, and it's been a crazy amount of energy coming at us. We have some retreats coming up that we want to share with you. In September, we have Plant Medicine Circle for Women. It's a women's circle held in North Texas, and that's coming up the second weekend of September. We also have a Reiki training, and it's virtual and in person, and where you can get the manual immediately as soon as you sign up for the training. You can start studying that online, working with the hand placements, working with this beautiful divine energy, and then you get to work directly with myself and receive your Reiki level 1 or Reiki level 2, either in person at the Inner Goddess Retreat on September 30th, or virtually. You will be joining in this beautiful attunement ceremony, and it's through time and space. Reiki does not actually have any confines of time and space. It's a very beautiful energy. So we'll be doing that, and then we're going right into our Inner Goddess Retreat in North Texas as well, which is the Reiki training is September 30th, the day before the retreat. You can stay over, or you can come straight in for the retreat, which is October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And we still have some spots available, different lodging options. You can camp with the tribe. You can bring your own tent. You can glamp with a provided glamping tent. You can share a room with the Goddess Tribe in the beautiful cabin, or you can have a private room. So lots of options there. And then we are invited to do a co-facilitation for a retreat across the ocean. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Egypt. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we're inviting anyone that feels called to join us on this trip. We will be going to many of these sacred temples and traveling along the Nile River
on a cruise
and doing sound healing and
activations.
Yeah.
We're working with Paul Hebert of Holistic Sound International. He's an international sound healing teacher. I'll be offering yoga and channeling. We've been working directly with the goddess energy, specifically with the goddess Isis, and we're working with some activations through her, and going to a lot of the sacred sites all the way up the Nile. It's a 5-star experience. The other days are at beautiful hotels. So all of this is on our website at yogaforlove.com. You can also get there by going to innergoddessretreats.org and just find out more about what's coming up. So we have Costa Rica next summer. We haven't opened ticket sales for that, but we do have an information page on that. And so we'll be sharing more with you a little bit later on that. So let's get right to our astrological reading. Yeah, what the actual heck is going on? Like, astrologically, things are really wacky, and it's very shifting. And there's this underlying dimension of having to swim through it, swim through and navigate through this 3D world, but yet we're rising above it. We're up here, so
yeah, just moving through. Like, where are we? Okay. Oh wait, where are we again? Oh right. And then it's just shifting so constantly. It's really kind of hard to keep up.
It is, and even if we follow this stuff and it's like our daily life, and it's still really hard to keep up. So for those of you that are in it, we'd love to hear your comments and see what's rising up in you, what's happening in your world. How can we support you through this? We not only do group sessions and group ceremonies and things like that, group retreats, but we do individual sessions on video chat and in person, sound healing, yoga, breath work, chakra healing, all of that. And so if you're feeling like you really need some support or a private card reading, we are here for you. That's what we do, and that's how we show up in the world. So please reach out. You're not here alone. This seems like it could be super overwhelming, especially if you have a lot of people in your world that don't understand the ascension process. They don't understand what's really going on. They're stuck in the turmoil. They're stuck in the news. They're stuck in, they're still following Trump. I mean, my God, like what's actually happening with that, And so, wow, are you in it? So reach out. We're throwing you a lifeline, sisters. Reach out. We're here. Hey, thanks for joining us. See y'all coming in now finally. Woo! Good to see y'all popping on. I know it's a Sunday. It's a sleepy Sunday. Like, it's so much energy. Everyone's probably taking a nap. But you might catch this later. I literally wanted to take a nap too, but
I still want to take a nap.
I still want to take
Can we take a nap when we're done?
Yes, we're going to eat a salad and take a nap when we're done. So for real though, what's really happening, babe, with this energy?
So, I mean, we're moving out of the fire. So since we're moving out of Leo and we're shifting into Virgo, so
And tomorrow,
yay! Like we're getting out of this fire and moving into a little bit more earthy nurturance taking place. So there's a little bit of peace, getting out of the hot, blazing sun of August and moving into some of that early fall of September.
Got my fall decorations out, got my little owls, and
She's on it. So that natural shift of seasons is taking place, as well as the shift out of that fire sign that just like
the line.
And then we're moving into this nurturing Virgo energy, wants to get things like taken care of and organized and in place. And then the moon is in Aquarius for the second time this year.
Well,
did we start in Aquarius for this month?
It's the second time in the month to have a full moon, so it's a blue moon.
Right, but it's also the second
time around this year,
moon.
Which is rare that it comes through the same sign.
That is happening, and it's also in the final degrees of Aquarius. So when planets fall into either the first few degrees or the last degrees of a sign, they are significant in the sense that it's either a new beginning or just a fresh start or completion. So it's like 29 and I forgot
right at the edge,
the nth degree of it, but 29 and something degrees of Aquarius. So it is a completion that is taking place.
So how's that significant, like in life? Like, does that actually mean a completion in our life, or is that like cosmically, collectively?
Well, that as far as an individual goes, it then comes down to where that falls within your own chart and how it correlates with your own placements. But as far as the collective overall, it's just kind of this completion of the cycle that we have been in, what the moon is, the energies that the moon is.
So Aquarius is watery, emotional,
airy, because it's actually a watery air sign, right? So there are variations within each sign of the elements, but they also have tendencies to have, other aspects in them. But Aquarius is actually an air sign, but it has some water to it. They tend to be very, Aquarians themselves are very kind of out there, kind of dreamy, very
know-it-all.
They usually are quite right, but frequently they stand very firmly in that I am right.
not budging or hearing other people's opinion.
And they can be really extreme and outgoing creatives as well. So some brilliant minds often in Aquarian.
So we're here at the end of that moon, and that's really what's dominating our emotional.
Into this new age.
Right, and we are in the Aquarian age, so that's really, that's never stopped. It's just it's exponential with the moon and the lunar aspect of that amplifying what we're already in. But when it comes in through the moon versus like being in the Aquarian sun sign, when it comes in through the moon, it's coming in through your emotional aspects, your subtle aspects, your shadow work, your shadow self, the reflective light, not what's so obvious, So just looking a little deeper into those aspects of self that are reflective of the Aquarian. And so that's really where we're at.
Yeah. And then Jupiter is also moving through Aquarius right now, and it does that it's already done. I think this is the second time this year, and it'll transition once again, like in retrograde through Aquarius. It keeps passing back and forth over the same point. And so that is also taking place. Again, reiterating this shifting into this new age. Really,
it's taking this massive expansion.
Pulsing.
Like, it's so freaking huge, and it's like it's not relenting. It's completely relentless. Are y'all feeling that? Speaking of, real quick, I mean, totally on topic, but off topic of the Astro part, did y'all see the full moon come up last night? And tonight it's going to be majestic. Like, if you can get outside, and hopefully you don't have any cloud cover where you live, but she was
stunning.
Oh, she was brilliant. Like, we just went outside and we're like, oh, just in awe looking at her. It's, sometimes, I don't know why, she just looks more amazing and more brilliant than she does. And this is the grandmother, this is the grandmother energy. And she really is, it's the energy of Durga, like we were talking about earlier. Speak to that a little bit.
The divine feminine. What was that? What were we talking about? The
she can come in many different ways, but it's the asteroid.
Eris. Mm-hmm. Yes, the moving of Eris within the interplay right now. So she's like destructive yet birthing new.
So Durga Kali, for those of you that know the yogic archetypes, I don't know a lot about Eris, but you know more about Eris. She's an asteroid that's in our charts, but most like major Western astrology doesn't recognize it. It's something that's a little bit more subtle. And so and also Black Moon Lilith is also coming up right now.
Yeah, and I think she's like in square or trine to Uranus or something. I'm sorry.
Well, that's not important. The important part is that
the energies that are interplaying right now ultimately is the breaking down of the patriarchy.
So Durga, she is the divine mother that destroys all demons. And Kali was birthed from her third eye when the demons kept populating. She was shredding them and destroying them, and every drop of blood would send thousands of more demons popping up. And she was like, and she just birthed Kali through her third eye. And Kali came in like, with her fucking, skulls and eating all this stuff. And she looks like demonic, but she's really not. She is the guardian of time itself. And so with these two overseeing energies so prevalent in our chart right now, what's happening is we need to understand that everything we see right here, we have completely agreed to, and it is a hologram of what's actually real. And so we can see this if we see it from this zoomed out perspective, and utilizing the archetypes of Kali and Durga as our overseeing light, that these beautiful goddess energies are here to serve us for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of eons, that this energy has come up. But now we're able to see the agreements that we've come into. And the patriarchy is blatantly calling themselves out constantly. It's so obvious that we're actors in a play, and these things are playing out through us vicariously. We're watching, we're like
the things that have been hidden behind the scenes, the things that we don't know are happening, are starting to just come out more and more and more, and just being revealed so much clearer.
And we have this support,
so much easier just to see right through.
We see right through
all
it.
Of it.
We have the full support. The main thing is that we just need to make sure that we are understanding that what we get sucked into isn't real.
Watch out for the rabbit holes. Mm-hmm. Essentially, it's just be mindful and in awareness that there's constantly this pulling one side or the other, just trying to take you off course and off balance, and
or suck you back down out of the reality of the highest vibration. So whenever you feel yourself shifting out of that high vibration, call out to Durga, call out to Kali, call out to the Divine Mother, call out to Grandmother Moon, like pull me back up, I'm sinking. And what can you do? What kind of practices can you do to keep your frequency high? Because we cannot afford a negative thought. We never could, but especially right now, because we're at instant freaking manifestation, like instant freaking manifestation. I'm going to tell my Gorilla Glue story. Okay. So we take walks and we watch the sunset, and we live in this beautiful neighborhood with a little tiny lake, and we go and look at the birds that land in the trees, and we sit with Hape, and we try to do that at least several times a week with our dogs. And my flip-flop had a little blowout because they were the flip-flops that I wore for a Hawaii retreat, and they're Tevas, but they started to peel off. And so I came back from one of our walks. I was like, oh, I really need to get some Gorilla Glue. And so then we went out for a walk a couple days later, and I kid you not, on the freaking sidewalk, standing upright by the gate to the park where we go to the lake, was a bottle of Gorilla Glue. Not only was it brand new, and I mean, not brand new, but it was Gorilla Glue brand. It was also open, and it had just enough glue to do both of my flip-flops. It's comical.
I was there.
It wasn't even just super glue. It was Gorilla Glue. Specific. So we have to be extremely specific about what we're asking for. Because
request the lid on it.
Yeah, I didn't get the lid on it. I got an open bottle, so I stuck it in my Hape medicine bag, and it dripped on my phone case, and it clouded my camera. So... So I forgot to ask for the lid, y'all. But that's how specific we have to be right now. Do you have any antidotes? Please share in the comments, because this you can't make this shit up. You can't. And it's so funny that, it's so specific. So we can't afford the luxury of a negative thought. There's a book on that. It was written decades ago.
Well, it's like the river in our backyard.
Right. When we manifested a new place, we wanted a flowing water. We wanted a river.
But our backyard is not supposed to be a river.
It's runoff. Runoff, because we're downhill. And so it's beautiful, but it wasn't actually a river with a bank and where you could separate it from your property. So it's this section where the river runs through as floodwater drains, but we didn't really get as specific as we needed to. But it could
be turned into a nice... It could be crafted. It is contained in one, it is carved out. It's path.
It needs some work.
So it doesn't have to, it's not like it takes over the whole backyard. It's just when it rains, we do actually have a river.
We do. And the thing is, we didn't say we were running a river that was specifically 100 yards from the house, and it was down a hill. We just wanted running water. So be really specific, the requests you make, especially on the new moon when you write your manifestations.
Yeah.
So
about running water, how about leaky faucets?
Yeah.
And running toilets.
Right. Which has happened.
No.
Which has happened. We had a $449 water bill. So yeah, anyone want to donate, please, intergoddessretreats.org. We're getting sucked under by this water bill. So,
we've been garage door.
And the garage door. Yeah, there's just crazy stuff that happens. So when you're thinking about what you're creating, realize you're not subject, you are the creator. And we are the witness, the creator, and the observer, the witness, the observer, and the creator, and the actor. We are all that at the same time. But these are all embodiments of our oversoul being coming in at once. And as we've been doing this work, we're also seeing that there's multiple versions of multiple timelines happening quantumly. And quantum physics is a science. This is not woo-woo. This is actually proven. Mm-hmm. And we are living in a reality where we can choose a specific timeline to end up here versus witnessing the things that are happening on the news and saying, oh gosh, I hope that doesn't happen to me. Well, if you get sucked in and you keep thinking about it, it will happen to you. You will be in it. And, there's a small example of, things that happen in people's lives, but, people that are really sucked in and in it, it happens again and again and again and again. The same exact thing, different person, different house, different car, gosh, I can't believe I always get a blowout in my right rear tire. Like what the heck, So it's because
they're going, I hope I don't get another blowout in my right rear tire. I really hope that doesn't happen. I really hope that
I'm just so tired of getting
and then
blowouts.
It happens.
Right. And so instead of focusing on my wheels are doing well, they're well cared for, my car is well groomed, well cared for, you're focusing on, I hope I don't get a blowout today because I'm driving over some gravel. Well, oh my gosh, I knew I was going to get a blowout. Well, of course you did because you created it.
Windshield. I need to fix these little things because I hate for my windshield to actually crack.
That actually happened.
And then it cracked the same day.
Mm-hmm.
The same day.
Yeah, just in the power of proving that it was a $350 lesson. So yeah, so there's those things, but
it's really it's so fast. We have to be ahead of it. Like
so
it's like
you can't let yourself get in it.
Crap.
Mm-hmm.
Did I just?
The great thing about the law of attraction, y'all, is that you have about a 67-second window to call that back and say, oh, wait, let me reframe that. Let me reframe that. She said here about her wallet, Amber.
My dog got my wallet and she debit license.
And it said that it needed a license 2 days in the mail. What does the rest of it say?
The mail lady said she found, one of my old license came in the mail. Okay, so she got she got a new license within a couple of days of losing the license after saying she needed a new license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things.
That's the stuff. I said I needed a new car. Then my son wrecked my car and I got a new car.
Right. But
that
was not the way we wanted it to happen, but it happened, and she has a new car and it's a great car. But at the same time, did you really want a red car to get the new car? Probably not. Didn't want to have to go through all that, so.
But sometimes we don't also get to choose how it comes in.
And
so
also sometimes
it's a blessing.
Those things make it happen. Like, when I was upside down in an old Honda years ago, I was like, how am I going to get out of this note? I'm upside down. I was done. It was my first big car purchase. And I did a balloon note, which had really low payments until the last payment was $15,000. And I was effed. That guy who sold me that car basically took advantage of a 28-year-old young mother and, sold me a shitty note. And so I was like, after several years, my son was 2. And I was like, I don't want to pay off this car. It's like, now it's losing value and I still owe $15,000, and we got in a major wreck and I had gap insurance and the insurance paid for it, paid off the note. I was able to get into my current GMC at a regular rate, at a good interest rate, and paid it off, so sometimes things like that do happen. It was a very major accident, but we were blessed by angels. So sometimes major accidents happen for you to clear everything, which also happened when we had a house fire. Get out. She wants to come say hi, y'all. Come here, Athena.
Come on.
Athena, come here. Come here. This is Athena. Come here. Oh. Well, she's just going to lay on my mat, apparently. She's not going to greet y'all. But so, enough on that. Anything else on the astrological?
They have opened the outside door as well.
Oh, they were outside?
She's a master. Anything else astrologically? Really, stay in the middle lane. Keep just, keep going through the middle lane. Don't let things distract you.
And
too
stay in
much.
your own lane.
Stay in your own lane. Your own middle lane.
Right.
But, recognize that there are a lot of things, even when it doesn't seem like it, there are a lot of things that are actually unfolding and taking place, which can feel like everything's just going to hell, but it's not. It's actually dissolving, shifting, and changing, and crumbling in order to set us up for a much better outcome
So we
in the
were
future,
built
but
on shifting
it
sand.
can look a little bleak right
Mhm.
now. Things are happening all over, and we can easily get pulled into it and get caught up in the energy of it. And oh my God,
Yeah.
that's happening. Oh my God, this happening.
Well,
Oh my God, oh my
there is
God.
a lot of energy right now.
It is a lot. It is a lot. It's happening all over the globe, but also maintain your own energy. You know, if you have to, just stop watching.
Yeah. So
Pull out of it a bit. You know, it's okay to check in, pay attention to what's taking place, but don't let it suck you into the point that it sucks the life out of you, because that is the you know, that's the thing that keeps everybody down.
right, and it's
We gotta
built.
keep
It's
our
designed
vibes
to keep us
high.
down. It's designed to keep us down, y'all. So we got to understand that this is part of the agreement that is happening. Is that we must not allow the other energies to override. So I'm going to show the bluebird wings. So y'all might remember several months ago on a video, we were showing you how to preserve wings that might come into your life from animals that are in your path. This was a beautiful bluebird who literally just died right next to the driver's side of her door. She had just came home, and like an hour later, I was going to run to the store, and I went out there, and literally there was a perfect dead bluebird right there in the spot where you would step out of the door. And so I picked him up, and I did a little Instagram reel on how to preserve wings. And so these are the wings that happened. And we've been receiving all kinds of feathers. So really be aware of the messages that are coming to you from source. And so I wanted to do a smudging and to let you know that the full moon, and especially this full moon, is a really important time to smudge. So one of my wonderful clients gave me this smudge. It has like some little rainbow chakra papers on it. And this is white sage. It's in a shell. This one's in a little oyster shell. And so allowing yourself that opportunity to clear, weave, especially when you don't think you need to, you know. So clearing, and we've been burning some sage today. I'm going to go ahead and light it again. And so I'd love to invite you all to take advantage of this smudging. If you don't have any sage, to tap into the frequency of the sage and allow that to heal and clear you, while Takata uses the wings to fan the smoke for you. So take a moment just to clear off whatever you need to clear off with this sage. Breathe it in, opening up. There's so much recalibration that's happening right now in Mother Earth. There's tons of earthquakes that are happening. A major earthquake in the Sandwich Islands, Japan, just last night. Pachamama is reclaiming and calibrating her energy, and especially her root chakra energy right now.
We've had like 7, or maybe more than that at this point in the last week. 7 earthquakes over 7 point,
major ones,
between 7 and 8
major magnitude.
So
just take that smoke in. If you have some sage, go ahead and light it. We're going to keep this burning on our altar space for you and for us. And I'm going to go ahead and do a card pull. So we've got the Divine Feminine Oracle. And for those of you that are catching this video, we are going to
ate it.
So the Divine Feminine. Oh my God. So great. Diana, the Queen of the Wilderness. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. So Diana, she's overriding right now. She's here for you, and just tap into her spirit. I personally carry an archetype of Diana. She has the dogs, which my Athena, my white husky Pyrenees, Malinese, and her Obi. So the dog medicine is really deep with Athena, the medicine of the wilderness, the medicine of freedom. Yeah, that's what she was saying.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna skip the who she is part. If you want to know more, you can look her up. But what her card represents. Sometimes the answer is the simple elemental need to just walk barefoot in the grass, or even better, the mud. Sometimes we get so caught up in what's happening or what isn't happening that we forget to just be. We forget that there is tremendous power surging out from the earth, wanting to take whatever energy is no longer serving us.
Mm-hmm.
We get that we can commune with the trees, those ancient protectors and elders whose language comes with the help of the wind and the slow, soft caress that touches our cheek. Answers sometimes need to come from the basic desire of the body to feel grounded here on earth. Diana is associated with fertility, the phases of the moon, and the ability to communicate with animals. Of course, not with any human language, but with the frequency of love and intention which animals perceive. If we open ourselves up to it, we can connect to the wisdom in the natural world, even if we live far from it. Even if we're deep in the heart of the busiest city, a sign on a bus, a logo on a t-shirt or card someone sends us may carry an image of the animal that wants to reach us. Or we may be visited by a possum on the fire escape or hawk on the window ledge. I saw a possum the other day, by the way.
Mm.
We don't have to be in the wilderness to access the wisdom of the natural world. The wilderness is within us. We are part of it. There's so much more we can receive from the world of wordless life around us. We just have to develop a heart that can hear it. So very much.
It's so true. You know, when we listen with our hearts, we can connect to the natural world. And no matter where you are in the world right now, connect to Mother Earth. And you, if you're in a high rise, you can connect your energy down into the girders of the building, deep down into the bedrock. If you're in a submarine, deep down in the mother of the ocean, you can connect through the belly of the mother, through the water. You know, my son is a submariner, and you know, it's interesting work to be that close to the core of the earth. You know, and so wherever you are, if you're even in the air as in a flight, you know, you can still connect to the clouds, to the spattering of rain on your window, to the sunrise as you go up over the cloud line. You know, so you can always find an opportunity. It's just a matter of getting into that heart space. And the more we get into that heart space of pure frequency of love, then the more we connect the grid and we complete this ascension process. The more we can stay in that frequency of love is where we are at when we're actually in our creation mode, in our doing our best work. So that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
So Earth Magic, this is Stephen Farmer. I love Stephen Farmer's work. The Divine Feminine, I want to give credit to the author here. So this one is Megan Watterson. This is a great deck as well. Nope. Quiet. And so, so I'm going to draw from, I think probably two, it feels like two of these cards. And just one. Wow. Okay, we got the volcano and the mountain. So what is it? Strength for the mountain was and volatility. Like we were talking about today, and this whole thing started with me doing some research from John White Eagle on the energies that are coming through volcanically through Pachamama and the connection points from all of these different eruptions that are happening right now. So the volcano and the mountain obviously very connected because they are both mountainous, rock family, stone people. The volatility of the volcano is what's happening right now, but then tapping into the strength of the mountain pose, Tadasana, you know, grounding into the earth, feeling connected, feeling rooted, feeling strong, rising up from your heart, rising up to meet the sky, but knowing also that our work is not at the peak, it's in the valleys. And so we just climb, and we think that, oh, we need to be successful in this life. We need to hit that summit. And when people have been climbing mountains, they're at the summit for a very short period of time. They're like, woohoo, I'm gonna put my little stick up there and take my selfie, and I'm heading back down. You don't hang out at the summit. You hang out in the valley, and that's where the work is. That's where the green, lush meadows are. That's where all the animals are. That's where the forest life is. That's where everything grows. But it also seems like, oh, I'm in the valley, and I'm just walking through the valley of the shadow of death, right? And the psalm says, I shall walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and I shall fear no evil, because thine are with me. And spirit is always with us, even if it's in those shadows, in those deep, dark valleys. And it's not, we think that we need to keep climbing, but that's really not where it's at. It's doing that shadow work in those deep valleys. And that's where we're at. So you want to do the mountain first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. The mountain strength. The massiveness of the mountain in this image, bearing the blankets of snow as the spectacular hues from the sun reflect from its body, evokes a sense of impenetrable and immovable strength and stature. A mountain's quiet, resolute immensity leaves us in awe and inspires us to reach for greater heights. Mm-hmm. Yet it can also pose challenges. The firm base of the mountain evolves to the narrower crest in its attempt to reach the sky. More daring individuals become enamored by the peak and see it as something to conquer, although it can never be truly conquered. When the mountain feels threatened in some way or simply shrugs its shoulders, the strength exhibited can wreak havoc for all beings caught on its skin. It makes no sense to deny the strength you have at the cost of allowing yourself to be reactive and subject to external influences far beyond what is healthy for you. Imagine yourself as a mountain of strength, solidity grounded into the earth, your head held high as if you were touching the sky. Do so without straining, just as the mountain itself does not strain. The current situation calls for you to be vigilant, but not to the point of fear or paranoia. Be that rock of strength that you are capable of becoming. The solidness of your resolve will be clearly communicated when you model yourself after the towering immensity of a mountain, impenetrable and inscrutable. Standing steady like a rock is what is called for at this time.
Wow, what great wisdom. One of the easiest and most foundational postures that I teach all of my teachers, one of the very first postures that we really focus on, it seems so obvious and so simple, is mountain pose, Tadasana. Because in a private lesson today, this week, we worked on Tadasana with the client, right? Mm-hmm. And, shout out to you, sweetie. I know you're probably watching. But that rooted down into the earth, but yet opening through the heart, extending through the spine, creating space in the vertebrae, opening the collarbones, releasing the fingertips down to the earth with energy, reaching down into those valleys, and expanding up and out, but getting that firm foundation. And like we were saying earlier in the Astro reading, everything is being completely erupted because it was built on shifting sand. We are currently building on the rock of Christ consciousness, but in the form of Sophia. Sophia consciousness is the feminine divine form of Christ, which has been hidden in the mystery schools for thousands and thousands of years. And she is rising. She is coming up through these teachings, and her truth is being hidden no longer, because not only is it was trying to be hid through the books and the documentation and the locking away of all the resources, now it's coming in through channels like myself and other women that are channeling her, and even other men that are channeling her. And this is coming in as pure truth from the collective consciousness, because this truth cannot be denied any longer. It is real, and she deserves to have the right to have the voice. And so we are giving her this voice through this work, but it has to be built on solid rock. You cannot build a house on shifting sand. You have to clear all that shit away. And whatever you need to clear right now, woman, Get your shit done. Get out there and clear it. And if it's hard, it's so hard. That is why you reach out to somebody. Reach out to a friend. Reach out to a neighbor. Reach out to a peer. Reach out to us and book a session, But you don't have to do this alone. We're not doing it alone, but you must do the work. You must do the work. You can't run from it. You're called to it. You're called to it. You signed up for it before you came into this life. So do the work that you're here to do and get in the flow. Get in the flow. Get in the flow. And you can stand on the shore and be pummeled by the crashing waves that are coming on, through the turbulent ocean, or you can stand on the shore of the whitewater and get your ankles turned in one of the rocks and get your foot stuck in the rock and get swept downriver with a broken ankle, or you can get in your canoe and face it down where it actually goes with the current and kick back and throw the fucking oar away, and that is actually a practice that was done in Ireland. I don't know, this requires, you have glitter on you, by the way. Have you ever noticed glitter on yourself, by the way? Please comment if you do, because it's a thing. Google it.
Always with the glitter.
Yeah, there's always.
She's always glitter.
Just random glitter. So in Ireland, what they would do, and this is an ancient practice, it would scare the crap out of me, y'all. I don't even know if I could do this, even at this level of being in surrender. I've literally surrendered everything. Stepping out into the ocean, getting into a small little dinghy, a little bitty boat, going off the shore, pushing off, and not using your oars, and allowing the current of the ocean just to carry you as your practice of surrender. And so we have to be in this flow of, yes, we can turn the boat to make it sure it's in the right trajectory, but then you have to just, Jesus take the wheel. Jesus take the wheel, take it from my hands, because I can't do this on my own. I'm letting go. You have to let go. You have to let go of the wheel. You can't grip so tight. You just can't. You can't grip that tight. So I encourage you to reach out for a lifeline. All right, let's talk about the volcano. Volcano medicine is so powerful. So powerful. We just came back from Hawaii, and Goddess Pele is the overseeing goddess of the volcano.
Pele.
Well, there you go.
Is the goddess who lives on the big island of Hawaii. Dwelling there in the craters of the active volcano Kilauea. She's considered passionate, volatile, and capricious.
She is capricious.
And is perhaps the best known of the panoply of Hawaiian deities. Since 1983, she has been sending ribbons of lava down the mountainside and into the sea, thereby creating new land.
The newest earth on the planet, y'all. It's
in this
magic.
image, we see her subtle visage in the spewing fire of the volcano. In ancient Hawaiians' chants, Pele is described as she who shapes the sacred land, and it's from this magnificent and powerful goddess being and her periodic eruptions that new earth is formed as the resulting lava merges with her sister, the goddess of the sea, Namaka o Kahai. I don't know her.
I don't know that word. I've heard lots of different words for her, but not the Hawaiian word for her.
The volatile and unpredictable nature of volcanic eruptions is widely known, and in spite of science's efforts at forecasting these blow-ups, they sometimes happen without warning. Whether the eruptions are slow and steady or violent and explosive, it's an unstoppable force, in one very dramatic way nature changes and shapes the land. This sometimes happens without warning. This whole, in spite of science's efforts. So
we were just talking about this because we were talking about the magnitudes of the earthquakes that are happening.
So the earthquakes and the volcanic eruptions are actually connected and related, and there actually is a pattern of energetic flow around the earth. But a lot of powers that be, if you will, don't want that information to be known, which is weird. Doesn't make any sense because it seems like we could predict the weather and we have the ability to predict possible earthquakes and volcanoes. Why wouldn't we use that? Don't know why that is, but that's being suppressed. There's a guy named Dutch Sense. You can check it out on YouTube.
Dutch what?
Dutch Sense.
Okay.
Dutchsinse. He has figured out the science of the energetic flow of the earthquake and volcanic eruptions. It's amazing.
So yeah,
there's a rabbit hole for you.
Yes.
So that's another piece of the dissolving of the truth aspects that are coming out. Just kind of a funny loop in my own reality. All right, so this is a particularly volatile time for you. Unexpected changes, sometimes quite sudden and dramatic, are occurring in ways that you have absolutely no control over. These occurrences may be so powerful as to shake up what you formerly thought of as the foundations of your security. They may even cause you to reassess the directions of your life and where it is taking, to question some of your relationships, or to reevaluate the work you have chosen. Although these events may rock your world, know that Spirit is the guiding force behind them. It is a matter of finding your trust that life knows what it is doing in the midst of these storms of change. It also requires you to make adjustments quickly and to not cling to what was, but instead move forward and welcome your arms wide open what is yet to come, all from a place of being present in this moment. You truly have nothing to fear.
So it's again back to trust and surrender. And when fires happen, when explosions happen, when hurricanes happen, we're currently in the midst of a hurricane, but as we're meditating and bringing this frequency up, we're meditating also on the fact that Hurricane Henry is not going to make landfall and it's going to do as little damage as possible. So there are all these things happening and they seem like they could be called bad or terrible, those things. But I really have let go of all those words in my vocabulary because they strike judgment. And it's not a bad or a good thing, because every single thing that happens to you is not happening to you, it's happening through you. And it's in the perfect divine flow for the ultimate highest good of the situation, even if you can't see it in the moment. And having that complete and utter total faith through grace. Grace is something that happens to us when we're in this place of surrender. We don't feel even like we've earned it, because you can't earn grace. It's just given. This is the energy of Lakshmi Ma over here on our altar. She gives us beauty and bounty. She's right there. So yeah. And just the energy of the abundance that our universe is created in. We are the ones that create the blockages. We are the ones that have to unblock that flow. And so even though something might seem tumultuous and harsh, and when you lose everything, then just realize you're getting set up for a come up, So just know, okay, all right, because it's coming in, until you say, oh God, everything in my life sucks. Like I one of the things that I cannot stand is when kids say I hate my life or fuck my life. I'm like, why is that even a hashtag? All that's doing is calling in negative vibration and frequency and creating more of what they're going to hashtag fuck my life. Like who wants that? Like I'm not buying into that. That's not in my reality. And so I realize that when things are happening, I think they might be happening to me, but they're actually happening through me, and I'm the player in the play, as well as the observer, as well as the creator, like we're talking about. So we are all orchestrating through this, and these archetypical energies are playing it out on a cosmic level. So bottom line, surrender, allow the volatility to come in and explode it out and create space. Think about like dynamite, if you took dynamite to a space, like, they do that to old rundown buildings that need completely leveling and clearing. And that's where we're at energetically, is completely leveling and clearing,
Start over.
Can I get a do-over? Like when I was a kid, and we were all kids, we're playing, like, okay, you only get 2 do-overs. Well, we're at a do-over, y'all. So what's happening? We have gotten a do-over. You've actually got what you asked for, and you've got what you signed up for. So now it's time to accept that, surrender to it, be in the space of letting go, allow grace to come in, have complete and utter undeniable faith that Lakshmi and the goddess of abundance, the pure energy of the Christ Sophia consciousness coming through, is here for us. It's here for our highest good, to support us. Every single thing that happens is for our highest good, even if it seems like it's rough at the time, because it is. It's, this work doesn't get any easier. My God, it doesn't get any easier.
It doesn't get easier. It's just, with tools, you get better at navigating it.
Right.
And then it doesn't take you out so much.
Right.
When something happens. And then you move through things a little bit smoother.
Mm-hmm. And like things that might have taken you out for months at a time, you might hit down for a minute and pop back up. But our natural state, according to the law of attraction, is like a cork. Our natural state is to be buoyant and float and pop back up to the top and pop back up to the top. And you could be pulled down and pop back up to the top, as long as you're cutting that shit off that's pulling your cork down, y'all. You can be just dragging all that stuff, like that's how all that fishing line gets all wrapped up in the ocean, and stuff gets caught in it, and it gets so heavy. But as soon as that's cut, then you pop back up to the top, you float again. If that's dragging on your boat or dragging on your cork, you're not going to be able to float properly. And so what is it that is in your life that you need to cut cords with? That question's for you. So sit with that. Today is a great day for some journaling. It's the full moon. So
are your fins wrapped in fishing line?
Yes. Do you need some tools to get that shit off? Do you lack the knowledge or the ability to remember how to do that? We're here for you. We are here for you. We're not going to leave you stranded with this information. So reach out. We're throwing you a lifeline. The life preserver is right there. Oh, well, I wanted a bigger one with a float and a cup holder. Dude, grab the life preserver. Grab it. It's a little one, but you got it. Pull it in, Well, I wanted the one with the luxurious float with the bubble wrap and, the pillow. No, dude, take the life preserver that's in front of you. Grab it. Don't be picky about your life preserver.
Get it while you can, because the dog will eat it soon.
Yeah, and that literally just happened. Is the dog just ate our last float. So, yeah, I gotta love those dogs. They're such teachers. And speaking of, we're kitten sitting on a sidebar. So we're kitten sitting. Yeah, he's Shitty Kitty. Been deemed that because he's a baby with diarrhea. Yay! So I'm babysitting for my son who's in the Navy, and he's tearing up our house. And so
he's really sweet, though.
He is sweet. He is.
He doesn't want to have a tummy ache.
He doesn't want to have a tummy ache. We just need to take him to the vet tomorrow.
He's going to.
But so, all these are lessons. These are lessons, I didn't want to be cleaning my floor at midnight, but I was, so things that happen, you can either surrender to it or you can bitch about it. My mother was the biggest positive example that I was ever exposed to really in this life as far as a female role model in my life. And a lot of our mothers were. Some of our mothers didn't know how to show up, and that's why we also have these beautiful archetypes of this goddess energy for us to tap into, because this is really truly our divine mother is here for us. And she's now crossed over. But one of the things she told me is that, you have a choice. You can sit there and complain about the pain you're in, or you can just move on. And she would move through life at a pain level of 9 or 10. And I would just kind of randomly ask her every now and then, like, what kind of pain level are you at, Mom? Oh, 9. Like, you're at a 9 right now. You're just sitting there and crocheting. Yeah, what am I going to do about it? Complain? She just went about her life because she knew that her life wasn't going to stop because she was in pain. So I know sometimes it feels debilitating and it feels like you want to crawl under a rock and put your pillow over your head. But right now, sisters, it's not time to do that. It's time to show up for each other. If you don't show up for yourself, show up for each other. We're here as a tribe, the Goddess Tribe here. Join us in an event, join us online, comment and make some friends, connect with some people in the groups. But reach out if you're feeling like you need some tools and how to navigate through this. Please reach out and grab that life preserver. So thank you so much for joining us. It's always such an honor that you join us, and share this video. Subscribe to our channel if you found it. Temple of the Sacred Heart is our YouTube, and also my Lisa Ware Inner Goddess Retreats is on YouTube as well, and Lisa Isla Facebook page. So you can find us on all those places, or you can just sign up for the newsletter at innergoddessretreats.org, and we'll let you know what awesome, amazing things are coming up in person and virtually that you can be a part of. All right, well, thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you.
Namaste.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy full moon.
Happy full moon. Get out and make sure you see the moon
Check
tonight.
it.
Yes.
Go check it.
All right. See y'all soon.